Because as we say, the true study of the paranormal is as painstaking and tedious as any other realm of science. You know, there's nothing sexy about the ball that rolls across the floor.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, slightly sexy.
If you've been watching the ball
for a long time,
for many hours, and then it is then moved by phenomenological movement, then that's gripping.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't lie. He didn't say he was a firefighter on 9/11 that saved a bunch of babies or something.
No,
but it's still his life, right?
Yeah, it's still his life.
Ish.
But yeah, we'll get there. I mean, again, it destroyed his whole family.
Great.
Yeah,
Good,
for
good.
many, many years.
Well, that's what you want.
But nevertheless, let's get into Chris Bledsoe's story, which involves orbs, tiny aliens, the CIA, Pope Francis,
It does. It gets all the way to Frankie.
and so much more.
Are Flamin' Hot Wings brought up at all?
No. You're providing that content.
Jeez Louise.
Now, before we get into this story, it's important to note that Chris Bledsoe is what you'd call a regular Joe. He's a typical white American family man through and through. He worked most of his life in construction, and he speaks with a thick North Carolina accent that somehow sounds like Matthew McConaughey.
He does a Matthew McConaughey
kind of.
when he is shooting videos, and I've noticed.
But Matthew McConaughey is Texan.
I know, that's what I mean by somehow.
That's the thing. I've watched so much material now of Chris Bledsoe that I know that it depends on his confidence level. When he's shooting orbs, it turns into, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a little higher in his register. When he's talking about the many trials and tribulations of his life, dips into a bit of a Forrest Gump. Where you do, because I do notice he was going to be like, I've been through many near-death experiences.
A lot.
And then at one time, I fell off the top of a construction area because I was following a dollar bill.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Well, you never know.
Magoo lot incident.
Well, a dollar bill is a dollar saved. If you can find that one on the ground, pick it up if you can. Yeah.
But
But don't chase it off the top of a building.
Unless you can really grab it and
It's
get health
cartoon logic.
insurance.
It's cartoon logic. It's $1 bill.
Well, as Henry says, he is one of the most
Get about 4 fucking Flamin' Hot Wings for Wednesday wing night.
I feel like it's not worth it. For
God,
what
it's not worth it. I'm never doing it again.
Not worth it.
Not everything has to have fucking Flamin' Hot in it.
Well, Chris is one of the most accident-prone individuals I've ever heard of, specifically when it comes to fire.
Yeah, he's been set on fire a couple of times.
Come on.
This guy is like, seriously, you don't want to be within 15 feet of this guy. He is bad luck.
The lightning strike guy, just the guy who constantly just like, how does that happen?
6 times?
66. No, luckless is the word
Luckless.
that I would use to describe him.
Yeah, so every time you step off a curb in New York City and you kind of sprain your ankle, but you don't, and you're like, whoo, but he breaks his leg.
Oh, yeah, he rolls into the street. Yeah.
Born in North Carolina, Chris claims that at the age of 2, he was drawn to a trash fire behind his home. Quote,
Drawn. Okay, you got to do it right.
Quote, okay, fine, I'll do it right. Quote, drawn to which that what he did not understand.
It's a trash fire, pal. What don't you understand about the simplest thing to understand? Even cavemen understood.
Flames. How can colors be dangerous?
Well, he's
Man.
2. He's 2 years old.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And even by 2-year-old logic, you that hot feels like I'm getting hot.
He was curious. He was curious.
Well, Chris got close enough to the flames to catch himself on fire, which covered him in 3rd-degree burns. But he was 2. He was a kid, so he grew out of it.
Yeah,
And I knew, this doctor said, if I wasn't so young, I would be completely covered in a cobweb of mysterious scars.
yeah, absolutely.
This book is a bummer. It's
Sounds
a
like
fucking
it.
bummer. Dude.
It really sounds like it.
Well, after that, at the age of 6, Chris fell off his bunk bed, hit his face on the bedside table, knocked out half his teeth, and he had to get 24 stitches. Interestingly, the Bledsoe family doctor was a one Jeffrey McDonald, who annihilated his family in a bizarre Manson family copycat killing that will get a full episode treatment this November.
Yeah, dude. Now, what the hell? How many people lived in this town?
Dude,
Wow, Fayetteville's a town of like 200,000. It's like the size of Lubbock.
But still, per capita, you got a home evacuator and a man who saw a bunch of aliens all in one town of 200K?
I don't know what's in the water.
Something.
I don't know what's in that damn aquifer.
But when it comes to Chris Bledsoe and his fascinations, he claimed that as early as he remembered, he's always been fascinated by glowing balls.
I love
buddy, I got a
the
beer for you.
tremendous light. I love the shape of the circle because it's easy to put in your hands.
Oh, sounds really interesting.
Well, first it was the moon. He was obsessed with the moon.
Love the moon.
Yeah, the moon's really.
Love that moon.
Yeah, it's great, Chris. What an exciting conversation we're having here.
You know what else
5-year-olds.
I like?
I like Spider-Man, Superman. You know, you can fly.
You know what I like?
Yeah, what about it?
Basketball, but not the game.
Just the ball itself. Yeah, you are
Yes.
fun. Man, this is I love our childhood together.
First, he loved the moon, and
Love
then
that moon.
he had these glow-in-the-dark balls that his mother gave him. He loved those.
That's great.
And then he
You're my
started.
fathers.
That's really nice.
Then he started drawing circles. You know, he's just drawing circles after
It's-
circle after circle. He's drawing the moon.
I mean-
he's drawing anything circular.
Look, Mama, look. It's the moon.
It's a circle.
It's the moon.
It's another circle.
And look, Mama, look.
Hey, have you ever looked at the moon and saw it be kind of like a nail, like kind of a crescent moon?
That's when I don't look at the
You
moon.
don't look at the
That's
moon.
when I don't
You
like
don't
it.
like that moon.
No. Look at this picture,
That's a
Mama.
circle.
It's the sun.
Yeah, but it's a circle. Mm-hmm. All right.
Perhaps, Chris strongly hints, he was destined to one day tangle with the orb genre of UFOs later in life.
Oh, so they're setting
But
him up for
He
it.
didn't say that specifically. I'm just taking the hints. Like when I'm saying circles, moons, glowing balls. Loving all of these.
I think it'd be tits.
Orbs. No, breasts aren't actually circles.
No.
But you boil them down.
If you boil them
boil
down, we're
them
just
down,
gonna
tits
move
aren't
on.
circles at
We're
all.
just gonna move it on.
I'm drawing them, right? If I got to draw them,
You would be drawing them wrong.
you
Yeah, you
start
would.
with the circle.
You'd be drawing
That's
both
not how you draw. I don't know how to draw, but I know that's not how you
You
draw.
could do a long circle, like an oval.
That's not a
It's just
circle. You
circle.
just said that it wasn't a circle. It's an oval.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like a circle.
It's like, but it's,
It's not.
a
I'm
circle.
not a fucking geometrist.
Now, Chris's first experience with high strangeness came one night after a service at his family's Baptist church in 1971, when Chris was just 10 years old. He said that he was waiting for his mother to pick him up when he quite suddenly found himself locking eyes with a giant owl that stood just 2 feet from his face.
And if you believe
Cool.
anybody else who have seen UFOs, any sort of these close encounters of the first kind, when you were just seeing these
First kind?
yes, these owls are heavily feature in the world of Greys, and so and
You're
and
almost
also,
the Mothman of the orb.
But it's astute because Mothman is also associated with owls. We talk about this. There's the Moloch, like the ancient entity that people talk
we
about
talk
all
about
the
this
time.
every
brings up.
night at 9:30 for our talks.
Every night when we sit around our fire that we build in a parking lot of a 7-Eleven, we always have these chats. And also, owls are people connected a lot to the Lady of Fatima.
Ah, the Lady of Fatima.
Which is a religious. There's some say group hallucination, some say vision of a lady that's also going to come up a little bit, but not much.
I'm the man of Fatima right now.
That's really unfortunate.
I know, it really is. I've actually made a horrible mistake.
Now, there's a reason why Twin Peaks features owls so heavily.
yes.
You know, like owls, they've been associated with the paranormal for centuries. Some, such as ancient Roman Pliny the Elder, describe owls as, quote,
The very monster of the night. The very monster of the night. I hate owls. Why would anybody hate the owl? They clean up your rodents. They never attack people. Get out of here, owl! All they're doing is asking questions.
ooh.
Interrogating the
indeed.
night. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Pliny argued that when an owl appears, it foretells nothing but evil. And sure enough, just a few days after coming face to face with a big hoot, this owl proved to be a portent of near fatal doom for Chris Bledsoe.
He definitely ties these two, but they were far apart.
Yeah, that's a
There's a
little
few days.
strange.
With the next thing that happens.
It's
Yeah,
a
but
few,
isn't
a
that
few
enough
days.
time?
Yeah, portents of doom have no time.
See, my mom
actually
saw an
just-
owl. My mom saw an owl for some reason. She said, "It's pop up."
Your mom just says that about every dead relative.
Every single time an unanimal approaches my mother, she's like, "Oh my God, it's your grandfather."
Yeah.
And I don't know
It's
why.
just a thirsty lizard trying to bathe in the pool you bought
Yes.
them. Yeah.
Well, strangely, this began a lifelong relationship between Chris Bledsoe and owls.
Just like Big Boy from Outcast. We talked about this.
That's
Big
right.
Boy has owls.
yeah, he's obsessed with owls.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
obsessed with
and they're
owls.
very smart. Apparently, they actually make fairly good pets.
Yeah, they
Well, I
can
mean,
be
you have to
fine.
let them be owls.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
They can't let them like play around with your toddler.
No. Although, again, have owls ever hurt people? They don't. Why are they harbingers of doom?
They're scary. They're at night.
Yeah, they weird people out. They used to
Yes.
scare the shit out of me when I was a
They're
kid.
big. They're
I
also
guess-
bigger than you think they are.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess I've never really even
And they
interacted
fly
with
right
them.
at you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Okay.